Welcome back, habit builders and change creators. I'm Mark Protus, and today we're tackling something that frustrates almost everyone: how to make good habits actually stick beyond those first excited weeks of January. Have you ever set a goal to start a new habit? Maybe it was getting up earlier, hitting the gym, or spending more time reading, only to find yourself back in your old routine by February. Trust me, I've been there, and today I'm going to show you how to make this time different. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 proven steps to create habits that actually stick. And stick around till the end, because I'll be sharing one simple strategy that takes a habit from feeling like a chore to becoming almost automatic. Let me share something personal. A few years ago, I desperately wanted to develop my meditation practice. Like many people, I thought everything had to be perfect: the right environment, comfortable seating, perfect lighting, and complete silence. And since I travel frequently, this perfect setting was rarely available. Between packed schedules and a racing mind, I kept telling myself I was too busy or I just couldn't do it right. I tried everything: downloading apps, setting reminders, even trying to block off 30-minute chunks in my calendar. But I kept waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect environment, the perfect mindset. Nothing worked until I discovered the approach I'm about to share with you. Here's what I learned. The habit itself was more important than doing it perfectly. When I let go of my expectations of instant enlightenment, and I just focused on showing up, whether it was 5 minutes or 30 minutes a day, something amazing happened. I found a kind of calm I didn't know I needed. I discovered that meditation isn't about perfection, it's about presence. And that simple shift changed everything. Now, before we dive in, grab a pen and paper. You'll want to capture these insights. And please check out the link in the description below and join our community to help you implement everything we're covering today. Now, let's begin with our first step. As James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." Let's build a system that works for you. Step 1, make it tiny. Here's a truth bomb. Most habits fail because we try to do too much too soon. We get excited and we think bigger is better. But here's what I've learned. The smaller the habit, the more likely it is to stick. When I succeeded with meditation, you know what worked? It didn't start with 30 minutes of Zen-like silence. It started with just 1 minute of focused breathing. That's it. It seemed almost too easy, but that was exactly the point. Now it's your turn to take action. Hit pause and let's do what I call habit shrinking. Let's take the habit you want to build and make it ridiculously small. Want to start meditating? Make it 1 minute. Want to start running? Start with putting on your running shoes and stepping outside. Write down your tiny version of your habit. And remember, if it feels too easy, you're probably doing it right. And if you want to dig in deeper on this one, check out the book Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg. Step 2, create your trigger points. Now we're moving into what I call habit architecture. That's designing your environment for your success. Every successful habit needs a clear trigger, a specific moment that signals it's time to act. Here's how I cracked the meditation routine. I linked it to my morning coffee. While the coffee was brewing, I'd sit for just 1 minute and practice deep breathing. The smell of the coffee became my trigger for mindfulness. Soon my brain started associating that aroma with a moment of calm. Time for another action step. Pause the video and identify your habit anchor. That's something you do every day that can trigger your new habit. It might be brushing your teeth, making the bed, opening your laptop, something that's already automatic for you. Write down this habit equation. After I blank, I will blank. In my example, I'd say, after I start my coffee brewing, I will breathe deeply for 1 minute. Today, when I make my coffee or even go to a Starbucks, I take in a few deep breaths and it happens naturally. Step 3, design your environment. The secret most people miss about habits is this: your environment often matters more than your motivation. It's about making the good habits obvious and the bad habits invisible. Remember how I used to think I needed the perfect meditation setup? Well, I learned to transform any environment into a meditation space. A quiet corner in a hotel room, an airport chair, even my office during a lunch break. I keep my favorite meditation tracks downloaded on my phone, and I have a pair of noise-canceling earbuds in my pocket. Your turn. Pause the video and look at where your habit will take place. Write down 3 changes you can make to your environment that support your new habit. Make the good choice the easy choice. Remember, willpower is overrated. Design is what matters. Step 4, track without judgment. Here's where most habit building attempts go wrong. We turn it into a pass-fail test. But real habit formation isn't about perfection, it's about progress. I discovered this when I started using what I call the progress principle. Instead of marking the days as good meditation or bad meditation, I simply tracked whether I showed up. Some days were 1 minute, others were 20, and that's okay. The data helped me spot patterns without the guilt trip. Here's your next action step. Pause the video and create your tracking system. It could be a simple calendar, a habit tracking app, or a journal. Here's the crucial part. Decide in advance that there's no such thing as failure, only data. Write down how you'll track your habit and remind yourself, data, not drama. Step 5, build your reward loop. This final step is what turns a conscious effort into an automatic habit. Your brain needs to associate your new habit with something positive, and I'm not just talking about long-term benefits. In my meditation journey, I created what I call victory rituals, small, immediate rewards for just showing up. My first reward was just taking a moment to feel proud of myself, and I followed that up by my first sip of morning coffee. Small, yes. Effective? Absolutely. Let's make this concrete. Pause the video one last time and design your reward system. Write down 3 potential rewards for completing your habit. 1 immediate, like maybe a moment of self-acknowledgement, 1 daily, like checking off your tracker, and maybe 1 weekly, like a favorite treat or activity. Now, picture yourself 6 months from now. That habit that once felt impossible has become a part of who you are. You're not fighting yourself anymore. You're flowing with a system that works for you. And here's something powerful to remember. As Aristotle wrote, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. That's your mantra as you build your new habits for the new year. Every tiny action, every consistent step is shaping who you are becoming. If you're ready to dive deeper into creating lasting habits, hit that subscribe button and join our community of habit builders. And please check out the link in the description below and learn how to implement everything we've covered today. And remember, you've got this.